Okay, the recording is started now. I'm so sorry I did not record it, the things that we were discussing. But it's okay. We will be sharing the questions and those will be recorded. Can you guys see my screen?
It's loading for me. I can see now.
Okay, so today we are going to do strategy analysis. Let's begin. So first question, how much detail should the solution scope contain? Options are, the solution scope should be described in enough detail to allocate resources to the project. Second option, the solution scope should be described in enough detail to effectively address the anticipated concerns of all key stakeholders, thus ensuring buy-in. Third option, the solution scope should describe the boundaries of the solution. Fourth option, the solution scope should be described in just enough detail to ensure the stakeholders understand what value will be delivered. What do you think should be the answer? Now you have to remember one thing here is we might do different things in the real life scenario, but on the CBAP exam, we should know the language of Babok and we should know that, okay, this answer looks like a Babok answer.
I think B as a boy.
Okay. Any more votes?
There
Right.
are more in the chat. Let me check. D, B, 2 for B and 1 for D. As a dog 1 and B.
Okay.
And
Guys,
B.
it will be really great if you can unmute yourself and say the answers because we might not be able to check the chat. So, Oksana, you said we have 2 Bs and 1 D, right?
Let me check. 2D as a dog and 2B as a boy.
Okay, so now I need a tiebreaker. Shall we check B or shall we check D?
Yeah, and I vote for B, so we have 3 for B.
Okay, so we have 3 for D. Okay,
Why
let's.
I'm for B? Because I remember word by in. I'm not sure, but there was in Babok some word by in, so I think it's correct answer.
Yeah, I remember it reading. Let's see. Oh,
Oh
no. Okay, why it is incorrect? It is impossible to address the anticipated concerns of all key stakeholders. The solution scope will probably evolve throughout the life cycle of the initiative. Okay.
so all stakeholders not correct in
No.
this definition.
Yeah, the solution scope can be described in many different ways to help with stakeholder understanding. Okay. Good start. Let's move forward.
Aren't we expecting Tia in this meeting?
Said actually we are practicing questions of CBAP and today we are practicing questions from the knowledge area strategy analysis. Okay, next question is Ashish is working on a project for XYZ insurance to enable video submission of auto accident claims. He is specifying the conditions required to meet the business need for the effort. Ashish created the following diagram to help him understand the new process. Wow. Okay, so we can see SIPOC here and then submit the video claim. This. For the above scenario, please answer for question 1 of 3 below. Okay. What activity is Ashish performing? First, defining a value chain for process. SIPOC, modeling the process. Defining the future state for the process. Modeling requirements for the process. What do you think is the answer?
It's SIPOC, right? But just question. So obvious, I don't know. I mean, SIPOC is in the body of the question and SIPOC in answer. Maybe it is just really obvious to have SIPOC.
So you are saying it should be B?
Just too simple. I don't know.
But CBAP is not that simple. We know that.
Yeah, maybe just requirements, you know, modeling requirements as a D.
I'll have to vote. I'll say modeling the requirements for the process.
I would also go for the D, modeling requirements.
Okay, we have 2 votes for D.
Because SIPOC, it's not modeling process. You see, answer B is SIPOC modeling process, but I think it's just wrong definition for the SIPOC.
Yeah, it is. It seems like that. Hey, Thea, welcome.
Good afternoon. I was talking about you earlier.
I'm sorry for being late. I hope it was good.
Yeah, it is going
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
On the second
I was
question.
missing you for your
Well,
kind of
thank you.
explanation that you did.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure she took care of you just fine. I'm here now though.
Yeah, yeah, that will help.
Okay, let's check the answer. Oh, it is C. It's not B or D, anything. Defining the future state for the process. The scenario states Ashish is specifying the conditions required to meet the business need, which is another way of saying defining the future state. Okay.
Well,
What is the reason why D is not correct? If you can just go back.
It says the scenario description does not support this answer. It does not say he is working to analyze, synthesize, or refine the elicitation results into requirements and designs, which is what modeling requirements is.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically we have missed this thing. He is specifying the conditions required to meet the business need.
Makes
Okay.
sense.
Let's move forward. Now it's the same question. I mean, same scenario with a different question. Which component is Ashish missing from his SIPOC diagram? An output of the attached video, an input for the vehicle involved in the accident, a customer representing the claims database, a process step for providing the claim receipt. Here is the complete diagram. Which component seems missing? An output of the attached video, an input for the vehicle involved in the accident, customer representing the claims database, and the process step for providing the claim receipt.
I think it should be D because for a claim, there must be a receipt.
Okay, your logic.
But claim receipt is output, no?
but we don't have a process to create the claim receipt.
Yeah.
Claim.
I mean, I see it in output, but I don't see a process to create it.
Shall we check it?
Let's find out.
Oh, wow. You're right. Okay, let's move forward. Now on the same scenario, we have another question. During a peer review of the SIPOC, a colleague of Ashish commented that one of the process steps was unneeded in the diagram Was it correct? And if so, which one is unneeded? Enter claims details because the details are an input to the process. The colleague is not correct. All steps are needed. Open XYZ claim app because it can be assumed to be a precondition of the process. Record video because it can be assumed to be a precondition of the process. What do you think, guys? If I'll have to guess on this one, I'll go with the option C, Open XYZ claim app.
Yeah, because number A option is must be needed for this process.
I think D as a dog record video.
Okay. So we have one vote for C, one vote for D.
I'm going to vote for C as well.
Two
Although the only reason I think C is more likely to be than D is because it has record video and then it says open the XYZ claim app. I'm thinking the XYZ claim app should be done before record video if that were the case. May be wrong. But the placement of it makes it suspect to me.
Yeah.
I might be wrong though.
Yeah, we might be wrong though.
Let's check.
Let's check.
We will learn together.
Oh yeah, we both are wrong, Thea.
Ooh, well, okay.
Oksana,
Okay.
you were right. Recording the video is the most likely to be a precondition and excluded from the process, especially
Okay.
since it is an input.
Oh, okay.
It's like event. When I have video, then my process starts, I think.
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
I think Oksana is saying that when we record the video, then the process starts. Okay. Let's move forward. William conducted a brainstorming session with several key stakeholders to generate potential solutions. They identified several possible ways to satisfy the business objectives of an organization. How will William ultimately determine which solution options to seriously consider? He would ask the team to prioritize the option based upon their collective expertise. Initially, he will discuss the options at a high level with the sponsor in order to determine which options to pursue further. He could use the Delphi technique to objectively prioritize the list of options. In part, he will calculate the opportunity cost of each option.
Okay, so before we answer this, I want to know, are we talking about task define future state or are we talking about task define change strategy?
That's a good question.
Generate potential solutions.
That means it's future.
Yeah, it looks like the future.
It looks like the future state. Okay. So if it is, it means we're coming into it with our business requirements.
Yeah, we have brainstormed the session for the possible solutions. Now we have to identify which solution is to consider seriously.
I think opportunity cost because businesses want to how lower cost they can achieve that objective.
But opportunity cost.
Okay, I have one vote for D.
It's not a solution evaluation task, just to understand potential value.
I think it's B. Because the sponsor's role in this task is to do this specific thing.
Fair point. Now I need a tiebreaker between B and D.
I think B as a board too.
Okay, Oksana, you are also saying B.
Yeah.
Let's check it.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
D.
Okay, why B is wrong? The decision needs to be based on the value to be delivered, which is not obtainable at a high level. Okay,
Okay.
see, we are learning.
At least we know that we are on the right task.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ginger is a BA working in investment area in a large financial institution. A new regulation has been passed that will force a change in the related business process as well as the associated software. The business area Ginger has been working with does not understand why Ginger does not simply ask the IT area to make a change in the software since the change is a result of a mandate. She replies that first she needs to understand the business need. Why? Okay. Understanding the business need will ensure the most cost-effective and viable way to fulfill the new regulatory requirement will be identified. Ginger wants to ensure documentation is robust, aligns to the best practice, and auditable for the regulators. Ginger needs the information for the business case, no matter how self-evident it appears. He needs to understand what the business is trying to achieve through the changes. Tough one. I'm so confused between A and D.
I am also confused between A and B.
No, A and D. I'm confused between A and D.
Okay.
I am voting for B. And the reason is because we're talking about regulators up in the question. And B is the only one that has anything to do with meeting the needs of the regulators.
Okay. Yeah,
Valid
makes
point.
sense. Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Anyone else has any more options? Okay, I'll check the answer then. It's A.
A was correct.
This is a recurring theme throughout strategy analysis. Why B is incorrect? This is an invented answer. Oh my
I think explanation should be much better on this one.
And yeah, I want to know why.
Yeah, it's not clear why.
But you're right. The BABOC doesn't say anything about the regulators wanting something auditable.
I ruled it out because of this statement. This doesn't looks like a Babok language that documentation is robust. I have never
Yeah.
seen documentation in
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
Okay, we learned a thing or two. Derek and his team are brainstorming alternative approaches to a defined change. What task is Derek performing? Concept modeling, change strategy, develop recommendation, define future state.
Future state, no?
Have you all agreed to future state?
No, sir, just a second. Strategy.
I want to opt this one, define change strategy.
Maybe change strategy better because
I would agree with B.
B as well, yeah, because we know define a change that we know already future state.
Let's check it. We are right.
So we know it's not A and C because those are not tasks.
Concept
Yep.
modeling technique. This is no technique, no task.
And it calls for a task in the question. What task is he performing? So it's got to be one of the tasks.
Yeah. Okay. Elizabeth is working on a complex government regulated project where a great deal of uncertainty exists because of unknown requirements that do not show up in the government file specification. How might Elizabeth and other stakeholders identify potential negative impacts to value? Schedule an interview with relevant government personnel to obtain more specific information. There isn't enough information in the government's specification to identify potential negative value impacts. Utilize lesson learned from the past projects and expert judgment from pertinent stakeholders. Perform document analysis.
Maybe A.
Okay.
I would also go because you need information for the government to specify requirements.
Okay.
I like A and C, but we
Yeah,
got
me
more votes for A.
Yeah, I do like A and C. Let's
But
check.
C is not enough, I think, to define the requirements to missing.
Well, but you got expert judgment from pertinent stakeholders, which is the same as relevant government personnel. And lessons learned gives you more than you have in A.
But each project is different.
In the government, it isn't. They have their rules and they never change. But everybody else voted for A, so let's check that.
Let's check the A. Okay. Answer
Uh-oh.
You're right.
why A is incorrect. This would be optimal, but there is no indication in the scenario that this is a viable alternative. If it was an option, there is no evidence to support that they would be able to provide more specific information. Okay. Let's move forward. When analyzing the current state, business analysts should identify external influences that might be acting as constraints, dependencies, or drivers. Which of the following does not represent an external influence? Suppliers, competitors, microeconomic factors, and customers.
I don't remember microeconomic factors being listed in the BABOC anywhere. First of all, I know it's not a stakeholder, and the rest of them are stakeholders, right?
Yeah, but they are
Yeah.
asking about external influences.
That's true. Well, competitors are external, customers are external, and suppliers are external. Okay, I'll stand on C.
I think C. Yeah.
I will stand on C also as well.
Okay, see it is. And we all are,
Whoa! I got one right.
yes.
But you got the previous one right also.
I don't remember that. I remember I got it wrong, but let's keep going.
Okay.
Which of the following are the defined future state task? Business objectives, capability analysis, potential value. Business goals and objectives, capability analysis, potential value. Business goals and objective, future state description, and potential value. Business objectives, future state description, and potential value.
C and D is very confusing.
A and D, A or D. Yeah.
I think it's C.
I have a vote for C.
So let's check.
Okay. It's D.
No.
Oh my God.
Define future state.
Okay, the only difference between C and D is the first option.
Yes.
In C, it's
Business goals.
goals and objectives.
You're right. It's what I messed up.
Yeah, in D, it
Yeah.
is business objectives.
So it's not goals and objectives.
No, it's only objectives.
Business objectives, which goals and objectives are synonyms, but you have to answer it according to the BABOC.
Yeah. Which of the following is not a direct input in defined change strategy task? Risk analysis results, future state description, solution recommendations, stakeholder engagement approach. Not input in change strategy.
Stakeholder
Stakeholder engagement. Yep.
D, Asada?
2 votes for D. Yeah.
No, stakeholder engagement approach is an input to the change. Wait, define change
Solution
strategy.
recommendations.
Said, do you want to go with C or D?
It says not a direct input, so it means not in the webhook, or it is.
Yeah, it's
Right,
not mentioned in the input area of the BABOK in this task.
So every task has inputs and every task has outputs, and this is very defined specific list. A defined change strategy task has 4 different outputs. I'm sorry, 4 different inputs.
Shall I check the engagement approach, or anyone have tried with any other option?
I would check solution recommendations. It's not an input. We're not at that point in the project where we have solution recommendations created, so they can't be an input.
Okay. Let's check C.
Let's see.
Woo-hoo. Yeah, you're right.
We're still trying to figure out what we're doing. We don't have solution recommendations yet. That would be what we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Sophia is a BA who has just helped a business owner define a business need relating to a new service that her company wants to offer. The company is expecting this new service to increase revenues, increase market share, and reduce customer complaints. She, along with key stakeholders, have generated alternative change strategies related to the new service and are completing business cases to support a recommendation. Sophia realizes that she has no idea of potential business and technical ramifications or magnitude of the effort. She realizes she needs to step back and complete which task, element, or technique next. Sophia and her team need to identify risk. Sophia and her team need to assess risk. Sophia and her team need to define the potential negative impact to value of the recommended solution. Sophia and her team need to analyze constant assumptions and dependencies associated with the recommended solution.
I think B as a boy, assess risks.
Okay.
Well, the question talks about she doesn't have an idea of the magnitude. Where is it at? Potential business and technical ramifications or magnitude of the effort. So I think that's more than just risks, don't you?
Yep.
I mean, I think risks are going to be considered, but I think there's more.
I think it could be C.
Go with C, yeah. Potential negative impact to the value.
Negative impact, it's included in risk or not?
Well, negative impact, I think risk will be part of negative impact.
Yep, I agree with that.
I like D, but you got more people voting for B.
I also like D, but it's may not in playbook supports.
you mean what does the BABOK say? I see what you're going for there.
Because
so what
in the
is
real, I think in the real world we should approach the D, aren't we?
Okay, so I have 1 vote for D, 1 vote for C, 1 vote for B. Now I need a tiebreaker.
Somebody
You
ought to
can
vote
be the
for A
tiebreaker.
so that we got it all the way across.
It's
Yeah.
not a tiebreaker.
Maybe a tiebreaker or a new option.
You can be the tiebreaker, I think.
Yes, yes, go ahead.
I said C.
Okay, let's see.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Oh, Xana,
Oh,
you is B.
It's risk. Good job. Risk speaks to uncertainty and potential impacts. So
Risk
potential
is
business
specific.
and technical ramifications, which would be impacts or magnitude of the effort. Very good.
Wow. How does a business analyst decide if a change strategy is needed? When the business analyst change strategy would help the enterprise transition to its future state. When the organization needs to create missing capabilities to achieve the future state. When an organization is moving from a current to a future state. When the organization needs to missing or improve existing in order to achieve the future.
So this is the task to find change strategy, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
When does it required? It definitely is part of a strategy analysis. So first option says that if an enterprise is transitioning to its future state. Second says create missing capabilities to achieve the future state. Third says moving from current to future state. Fourth covers create missing or improve the existing capabilities.
I would go with D.
For me, A is good.
Okay.
Why do you like A better?
Because it says transition to the future state, and basically strategy is something that we transition to, help to transition from current state to future state.
That is the purpose of this task.
Yeah, you are also saying A.
I think yes.
Okay.
Her logic convinced me.
It is D.
I got
And it is
corrected.
wrong.
What an answer.
It's the broad answer. Oh my God.
Wow. This question was actually confusing.
Yep.
But somebody did say D, right?
Yeah, Sayed did say it's D.
Good job.
Kathy is analyzing the current state and working with her team and stakeholders to identify and define why a requested change is needed. What is the output of the task Kathy is working on? Business goals, business requirements, elicitation results confirmed, stakeholder engagement approach.
What are the difference between requirements and elicitation results? I'm confused.
Requirements are the confirmed things after elicitation is confirmed, not just they're the usable steps of value. But you're right, they're really close.
Yep.
Then I think it can be C.
Okay, so this chapter only has 4 tasks and outputs are very specific.
Yep.
Elicitation results confirmed are not in any of the outputs of any of the 4 tasks in this chapter.
I think business goals.
I think it's business requirements.
We have 3 answers from 3 different people. Do we have someone saying fourth as well? Or a tiebreaker?
So you break the tie.
Oh, I so hate this spot. I also go with business requirements actually. Because
Let's check
goals,
it.
yeah, because goals looks like already defined ones, and requirements is something if a enterprise is saying they need the change. Why do they need the change is actually good. So that's why.
Yeah, I think B sounds for me better now.
Okay. This is right.
Oh,
Yeah. Yay. Which of the following is an output of defined change strategy task? Alternative analysis, risk analysis results, scope, solution scope, potential value.
potential value.
Sana, you have answered like in a GIF. You are 100% sure, right?
Um, just a second now.
I vote for C.
C or D, because this A and B definitely not on the bubble.
Okay, C and D. Who else is voting for anything else?
I would go with B
Why? Why?
Why B? Yeah.
because you want to consider risks when you're changing something.
That's in the real world, but according to the Babok, what is the output of this task?
And I think in strategy analysis, we do have one task, assess risk. That is a task, and the output of that task is risk analysis results, if I'm not wrong.
You're right. So risk is something we need, but that's not this task. This define change strategy task has a different output.
So what's the most votes? C?
Let's go with C.
Okay. Oh yeah, we are right. Solution scope and change strategy are the two outputs for this task. Which task in strategy analysis knowledge area uses business requirements as its sole input? Assess risk, define change strategy, define future state, validate requirements. I think we can get rid of D because D is not the task of this knowledge area.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
So A, B, C.
Well, I know that assess risks and define change strategy have a lot more than one input. They've got a whole bunch of them.
Okay, so you are saying it is C.
Future
I
state.
think it is C.
Oksana, which option are you suggesting?
Let me think. I think C, future state.
Okay, two votes for C. I'll lock it. You ladies are rocking. Which of the following best identifies the method and life cycle by which a solution may be delivered? Enterprise architecture, transition states and release planning, change strategy, solution scope.
Method and life cycle are weird wordings.
It is. And what are they trying to ask? Input, output, element, what? Would it be a
Well,
tech?
considering
as
the
a
chapter
boy.
we're on. Go ahead.
Sorry, I said to be as a boy. I think definitely not architecture, right? Because just high level. Change strategy maybe, but not solution scope for me. If cycle, I don't know. For me, release planning is more like cycle, right? So we plan. That's why I work for this. B.
Yeah, life cycle means different transition states and release planning.
I like C. It's a different way to say B, but it goes a lot closer with what the Babcock's wording is, especially since there's a task called define change strategy.
I would also go for C.
Votes for C.
Life cycle associated.
It is B.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
oh my God.
I talked
Shit.
this out of it. I'm going to stop talking. It's
No,
too
no.
broad given the question. I thought it was better because it was broad.
Oh, this is an element in defined change strategy task.
It is.
Okay.
Sometimes, when you try to select other answer, it's a it's too broad. Sometimes it's just opposite in these questions, and you never know if you need to refer to Babok or you need to refer to your just
Absolutely.
unless you know all these 500 pages,
My friend Bob tells us that Watermark Learning's questions are harder than the test and more
Okay, maybe
picky.
we have chance to
So
pass.
we have a chance. We have a chance.
We do. Which techniques might you use during the assess risk task? Brainstorming, financial analysis, lessons learned. Brainstorming, root cause analysis, variance analysis. Brainstorming, functional decomposition, root cause analysis. Brainstorming, benchmarking, lessons learned.
Okay, I'm going to tell you why I don't like some of them. Benchmarking is one that you use a lot earlier in the project than here, I think. Root cause analysis, you use it a lot earlier in the project. I like the first one. I like A.
Okay. I think we can remove B because variance analysis is not a technique.
Nope, it isn't.
It isn't.
I would go for C.
I think A.
Okay.
2 votes for A. I'm checking A. And you are right. Yay. Which of the following is not a way to document a change strategy? Project charter, product roadmap, strategic plan, or business case?
Strategic plan. Oh, wait.
If I'll have to choose, I'll choose B, product roadmap in this one.
Why you
Yep.
think so? It's just, interesting to know answer.
Yeah, because I think change strategy is something should be part of a strategic plan because it is a strategy. Project charter is something which actually mentions everything like risk, what are we going to do, what are our plans and everything. Business case is also when we are presenting the case from current state to the future state, we will say how we are going to transition to the future state, that is change strategy. So business case will have that. Product roadmap is something, it looks like,
Yep.
Like timelines, right?
yeah.
I agree with you.
Timelines, which feature will be released, kind of like this.
Shall we check B?
Yep.
Let's learn together.
Oh,
Oh my God.
how?
Project charter is not included. Oh no.
Project charter is not mentioned in the Babcock.
A strategy may be captured in a strategic plan, product vision, business case, product roadmap, or other.
But it's not, doesn't mention project charter, so we should have known project charter wasn't in there.
Okay, good learning. In what situation would a feasibility analysis be most useful? Migrating critical applications to a cloud environment, buying a COTS package, resolving a business problem, when a sponsor places constraints on solution option.
I would go with D.
I think A, migrating critical application.
Okay, A and D. Yeah. Do you have any votes?
I'm sorry, I was distracted.
That's perfectly fine.
I just can say why I think A, because it is critical application, and if it don't know it is feasible, so maybe we need to be sure, right, in advance of implementing that change.
Say, why do you think is D? Why did you choose D?
Because sometimes we have to do what sponsors prioritize.
But why sponsors should place constraints? For me, it's interesting. Constraint, it's more regulate, something regulated. It is
Maybe
what my logic.
maybe due to budgets or maybe others.
Yeah, constraint can be budget constraint, resources constraint, anything.
Yeah, I agree, but not sponsor places that constraint, right?
Okay, so either Thea break the tie. Sorry, not tie, just give another vote.
I also
I
go A actually.
Okay, let's check it.
Let's check A.
This is right. This is a major and complex endeavor. A feasibility analysis is warranted, especially given in criticality of the applications. Joy is a business analyst and is working with her project manager on a project to automate a manual process. They are working together on a work breakdown structure to break down which type of scope: solution scope, product scope, project scope, or process scope. Automate a manual process.
Is it project scope or solution scope? I'm confused.
Solution scope, I think. Because in Babok mentioned solution scope, project scope is, but I think it's more for the project managers, so they do some like project documentation.
I've seen scope be used for both project and solution.
That's why I'm said both are
But
confusing.
work breakdown structure, I would say it's project scope.
Yep, I recently worked on that WBS.
Okay, 2 votes for project scope. I'll check it. This is
Yep.
right.
Yeah.
You are in a meeting with key executives from around the company discussing long-term ongoing conditions the organization is striving to achieve. What is being discussed at the meeting? Business synergy, business values, organizational strategy, or business measurements.
Strategy, maybe.
I think that's what I would choose in the test too. Because it's organization on long-term. If they said goals, I would choose goals, but it's organizational strategy.
Okay.
I don't know. That's what I'm thinking.
Let's check it. Yeah, you're right. As a BA, you are called upon to participate in a strategic workshop to identify change strategies. What will be your most likely role in the discussion? Facilitator, influencer, arbitrator, or decision maker?
Facilitator,
Facilitator. Yeah, A.
because we are not the decision makers. Yep.
Yeah, we are facilitator. Barb is a BA working on a global initiative. Impacted stakeholders are located on 4 continents. Getting consensus on the future state will be difficult, and time is of the essence. For the above scenario, please answer first question. Which of the following techniques would assist in rapid development of shared future state vision? Delphi technique, interviews, surveys, workshops.
I remember surveys was mentioned if we're talking about for different time zones or just continents. But I like other answer, but I think it is what purpose of the surveys.
The Delphi technique is an estimation tool, a way to do estimation.
And I think this technique isn't mentioned in the BBOC.
But I think the key in this question is a future shared future state vision.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be workshops.
Okay, surveys and workshops. Said, do you have any option in mind?
I would go with surveys.
2 votes for surveys. And survey it is.
And you're right.
Yeah.
But that doesn't give you shared state vision. Okay. If
A
that's
short
what it
period
says,
of time is a factor.
Yeah.
that's true.
Okay, on the
I'm
same
some-
scenario,
yes,
the
you're
second
right.
question is, what unique challenge is associated with the preferred technique chosen for the scenario? Utilizing language that is unambiguous for all audiences to ensure shared understanding. Determining the correct type of question given the objective. Scheduling the elicitation activity, confirming elicitation results.
A.
I would pick A.
I would go for A.
We want the language to fit the global audience. I hope.
And you all are right. Okay,
That's all.
let's see the results. 56%, not too bad. Strategy
We could
analysis. Yeah, I think this exam was really tricky, to be very honest.
Well, this is one of the harder chapters.
It is, absolutely.
But it just means we got to double down on learning each task individually with all of its inputs and outputs and elements and guidelines and techniques and stakeholders to really, really deeply understand it.
Yeah. So
What-
for next
what if-
session, are we
Go
going to
ahead.
continue strategy analysis? Or do you want to move to the next knowledge area?
Since it's the hardest, I think we can spend another one.
Well,
Yep.
this 6, 7, and 8 are hardest. So yes.
Yeah. Let's spend another session on this one, on strategy analysis. And we will rock it next time.
I encourage y'all to be looking at the techniques that go along with each of these tasks. If you're unfamiliar with any of the techniques that are listed with that task, go ahead and look at it. Otherwise, you don't know the techniques that go along with the task for the questions that we're going through. Also, whenever we finish all the knowledge areas, then you have to go through all 50 techniques. You don't want to have to do that. So go through the techniques now. The ones that I have identified for this particular chapter are the business capability analysis, business model canvas, the balanced scorecard, and the benchmarking and market analysis. If you add those 4 to this chapter, I've got certain ones for each chapter. If you go ahead and do it for this chapter, you're going to be ahead. Not that you have to ignore the rest of them.
Yeah, anyways, have to cover all the 50 techniques.
You still have to cover them all.
Yeah. Also, next week, IIBA Ireland chapter is celebrating its anniversary. We are going to be 3 years old. Yay!
Wonderful.
Yeah. So
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
we do have a business analysis quiz next week on Tuesday, 7 o'clock Irish
Okay.
time. Please do join because we do have the prize as well.
That's great.
Yeah.
Please tell me you have some of these ping pong balls that say IIBA everywhere.
No, we don't.
That's
You
very
need to get
sad.
those shipped over to you because, you know, ping pong balls.
It is. So next week, join that quiz. And also thank you, Tia, for resharing that IIBA announcement that IIBA membership fees is 15% off this month. So if you are planning to take the membership, act this month and save 15%.
Right. It'll just add a whole year to whenever your membership would normally expire. But if you're going to renew, you might as well save the 15%.
Yeah, I am going to renew. Mine is going to expire next year, March. So why not
Yeah.
save?
Right. I wonder if you could do multiple years if you had the budget. Why not?
She must have the budget.
You must have the budget. That's the challenge.
Yeah. And also one more thing, if you guys are in Ireland, I know Thea, I will miss you on that one. We are planning our first BA social networking event on 24th August. Yes, it will be purely networking, informal event. There will be no sessions, no talks. Just come, grab a cup of coffee or grab beer, eat something, and just chat around.
I do encourage you to have name tags because it's so much easier to just look at somebody's name tag and go, "Oh, John, how are you?" and not have to go, "I'm sorry, I don't know you."
Yeah, I know. Thank you so much, Tia. We'll definitely look into the name tags there.
I'm going to send you something that has name tags that are different. They have a lot more information on them, so it's much more interesting to talk to a stranger that way.
Okay, send it to us. We will definitely take into that account. It will be so lovely. Yeah.
Oh, thanks for your suggestions. That will help that chapter a lot.
It makes it easier to talk to strangers whenever you can say, "Oh, we have this thing in common."
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It makes it more engagement.
Do we need to register or just come to the event because I receive
No, there's
notification?
no registration required. Just pop up there.
Okay.
I wish I could be there.
Where are you at, Saeed?
Yes, so
I'm basically from Bangladesh.
It's a little ways to get there, isn't it? I'm in the middle of the United States. I can't get there quickly either. You know, I just pop over.
I will ping you, Thea, don't worry, and say it to you as well from LinkedIn.
All right, that works. That works. You ought to put a post out and say, "We're celebrating," and have a picture, you know. "We're celebrating. We wish you could all be here." Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. We're surely gonna miss you guys.
That's awesome.
Thanks for everyone's time.
Thank you. Next session is on 15th of August. We'll see you guys.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.